And welcome back. Field all in line once again as we're getting ready to start from Newton, Iowa. Green flag back in the air. Brett Moffitt led the field this time to the green flag. Shows the outside line. Matt DiBenedetto on the inside in the 15, trying to take that lead back.
Brett Moffitt able to get the run off the corner. How about Ryan Blaney back in the third spot? Ryan making his second start ever in the K&N Pro Series.
Corey LaJoie just behind him in the 07. Saw glimpses of the 17 of David Mayhew. Very successful West Series driver.
A lot of success here at this racetrack. He's won here 3 times. Twice he won the West portion of this race, and one time the West came here for a standalone and he dominated the field.
That's the crazy thing about this race. Even if you don't win, whichever series wins, the other top finisher from the other series gets credit for a win.
Yeah, it's you know, 3 years down the road, it's going to look like a win. Right. I'm sure to these guys it's not going to feel the same.
Right now, David Mayhew was able to get by that 4 of Sergio Pena. Side by side, Brendan Newberry on the inside. And problems once again, this time the 8 of Michael Cherry gets into the wall.
Boy, it looks like that right front tire situation like we just saw with Rick Godovic a few moments ago. You can see exactly the same thing there. Right front tire goes down. These brakes in these cars generate so much heat that it will actually melt the bead on these bias ply tires.
And that looks like what happened with the 8 of Michael Cherry. He is out of the car, so he will walk back to the ambulance, get a ride to the infield care center, get checked out, and we will clean up the racetrack. Take a look at how we stand after 36 laps. Brett Moffitt, Matt DiBenedetto, Ryan Blaney, Corey LaJoie, and Ryan Gifford, your top 5. Track is clean, field back in line. Again, Brett Moffitt choosing that outside line for the restart. Green flag back in the air.
Good jump by Brett Moffitt.
Matt DiBenedetto still holding on to second. Problems once again, this time Sergio Pena up into the wall. Right front tire, looks like again we have a problem.
Well, right after the caution flag too, you would think he would have time for that tire to cool off during the caution flag, but caution will be out again.
5th caution has come out as Sergio Pena on the restart. Right up the racetrack he goes.
Had Brendan Newberry not been there in the 39 car, he would have made a lot harder contact with the outside wall.
5 cautions already in this one. East versus West. Stay with us. Welcome back to Iowa Speedway. Because of time constraints, we've moved ahead after 71 laps. Moffitt has a pretty convincing lead now over DiBenedetto. There's 4 car lengths between he and second place.
Corey LaJoie now is taken back over the 3rd spot from Ryan Blaney. Ryan runs 4th. David Mayhew now up into the top 5.
Moffitt already catching some of the slower lap traffic. We saw the 4 of Sergio Pena have problems with the right front tire. He's back on pace and on the racetrack.
Benedetto now will try to get under the 4 car of Pena.
So Moffitt setting a blistering pace, and we hate to say the word blistering because of the tire issues that we've had early in this race, but he is putting a few cars a lap down early in this one.
There's that battle for the 4th spot. Ryan Blaney, David Mayhew.
Mayhew in the orange 17. Right in the middle there, Ryan Blaney in the 10 just in front.
That's a 0-2 car right there of Ryan Gifford. One of the Revolution Racing cars.
Gifford normally runs the 2, added the 0 to this one.
See Toyota sponsorship on board that Revolution Racing car.
These 3 continuing to battle for position. Blaney has it. Mayhew trying to take the spot. And Gifford settling down on the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side now, trying to get by the slower lap traffic. That enables Matt DiBenedetto to close up on our leader, Brett Moffitt.
That's Taylor Kusick in the 42 car. Heavy traffic now for our leaders. There's Travis Pastrana, the 99 car. We haven't talked a whole lot about Travis so far, but he's racing the 96 of Ben Kennedy right now.
And so Brett Moffitt trying to work around the slower lap traffic. Next one in front of him, that 52 of Drew Brannon. Goes to the inside of Drew.
Brandon Haley, the 51 car. He moves to the inside of the 96 of Ben Kennedy.
Saw the 54 of Julian Alvarezon had some damage to the back of that race car.
Lap car Cars running side by side, trying to stay on the lead lap. It opens up the middle for Moffitt. He's going to take it.
Moffitt goes to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to figure a way around the 51 of Brandon Haley.
He's going to try to work to the bottom now underneath the 51 of Haley.
Moffitt has clean track in front of him now as he gets by Haley. Pastrana 3 car lengths in front of him. And it looks as though the 15 is going to also be able to make the pass on Haley. So Matt DiBenedetto holds on to second and tries to close the gap between he and Brett Moffitt. Goes the high line now as Moffitt stays on the bottom of the racetrack.
I've noticed that Matt DiBenedetto has moved up the racetrack, and he actually has picked up his lap times. He had gotten about a half a straightaway behind. There's a good battle for fifth right there, Ryan Blaney and Ryan Gifford. But DiBenedetto's times actually got faster when he moved up the racetrack.
We'll see how that will play out as we're closing in on the halfway point of this race. Again, 175 laps, just over 150 miles. Gifford in front of Blaney now.
I think a lot of these drivers are ready to get those tires on now. Remember, they'll have 4 tires in the pit that they can put on this car, and only 4.
See the 17 Mayhew trying to work around the slower lap traffic. That's the 71 of Darrell Haar.
There's Ryan Gifford going to try to make his way underneath Darrell Haar. He's going to be able to do it. That's Daniel Suarez in the 12 car, the black and white car.
Gifford able to clear Suarez as well as they work their way through 3 and 4. Darrell Haar to the inside of Daniel Suarez.
There's Ryan Blaney. Now he's going to try to find his way around. He's going to go by Suarez on the bottom. There's Brendan Newberry, the 39 car. He is on the lead lap, as well as the 76 right of your screen. That's Alex Bowman, all racing up in the top 10.
Gifford in the 0-2 on the lead lap, as well as Ryan Blaney in the 10. We take a look back now to the 26 of Greg Pursley. The battle for the 8th spot.
What a start to the season he's had. A first, a third, and a first out west. Did not qualify very well here. Actually started back in the 34th spot. But looks like he has a pretty good race car making his move towards the front.
Just in front of Jason Bowles in that 75.
Jason is entered in the West in that 75 car. 42 career starts in the West, Rick. 9 wins. 32 top 10 finishes for Jason Bowles.
Great percentage there for Jason Bowles. A lot of success on the West Coast.
As well as the championship back in 2009.
Greg Pursley carrying the banner for the West Series as the East Series battles now for the lead. Here comes Matt DiBenedetto trying to get by Brett Moffitt on the inside, using that 66 of Benny Gordon as a pick.
Going to try to pin the 0-0 up behind the 66 of Benny Gordon. Now Benny's going to jump to the inside. Ooh, little contact with Michael Self in the 21.
3 wide as they come through 3 and 4. Benny Gordon in the middle. On the bottom, Matt DiBenedetto is your race leader now.
Neither one of those cars wants to go a lap down.
Fighting for position on the racetrack, Benny Gordon racing him on the outside. That's Matt DiBenedetto in the lead. Brett Moffitt now trying to take it back.
A good run off the corner for Benny Gordon on the outside. They have to move around the 16 of Moses Smith.
Benny Gordon holding on to the lead lap position right now as the 2 are racing for the lead just behind him. DiBenedetto has taken the lead back from Brett Moffitt. Moffitt down to the bottom of the racetrack once again.
I think Moffitt wants that lead back.
Brett Moffitt hugging the yellow line through 1 and 2, and now back to the bottom of the racetrack through 3 and 4.
There's DiBenedetto running that high line that's worked so well for him. It allowed him to catch that 0-0.
You had mentioned his lap times were increasingly better than Moffitt, and now he's able to get by. Oh, up the racetrack goes Matt DiBenedetto. He loses the lead.
I think he had a right front tire going down.
DiBenedetto up the racetrack. Moffitt takes the lead, and slow on the racetrack. The 6th caution comes out.
I think another situation of a little bit of extra heat in that right front tire. A slow deflation for Matt DiBenedetto. Very, very fortunate. Maybe minor contact with the outside wall.
He had been running that outside line, and problems for the 15. On pit road, our race leader, Brett Moffitt, as well as we saw Corey LaJoie coming on to pit road, and the field will make its way onto pit road for this caution. Stay with us. More here on Speed, your Motorsports Authority.